Peace, everyone. See, and everything. And just to recap, I was just saying that if you're secure in your own place, then there's no real need to be jealous. You know, there are different people for different parts of you. And when I say that, I mean different people bring out different aspects of your own self or as of your own personality. So, you know, a man can literally, he's polygamous in nature, so he can literally love you for your intellect, your beauty, and, you know, the way you say certain words or whatever, and then love another woman for the way her work ethic and, you know, the way she treats her kids and blah, blah, blah. There's so many things. So it's not taking away from you as a person at all. It's just, you know, they have a bigger capacity to love more. And by him being able to, by you actually being able to open up and let him to love more, gives you more love because he appreciates you more as his woman. So, and I'm telling you guys this from experience. You know, relationship is good for you if you're able to open up and maybe explore different aspects of polygamy. I'd say to try it. If you're closed-minded, I say don't do it. Just don't do it. You know, it might not be for you. It might be for your partner. It might not be for you. And communicate that. You know, that's a very important thing. So jealousy is not really, it is a thing, but it's not such a big deal. Just like any relationship, whether monogamous or polygamous. So I'm just saying all this to say that you can overcome those feelings. It's not a big deal. Jealousy, just like any other emotion, you just need to learn yourself and how to manage it because it gets better when time goes on. You know, you have to think about the future, like maybe five years down the line, if that's the person that you all are going to roll with, or if there's going to be more. You know, you need to know that that person is going to add value to your life and your partner's life as well, as long as a, you know, opposed to just being there for the sex and, you know, just hanging out and stuff. Then that'll just be a good friend that you guys spice up the relationship with. But you need to know the difference. If that person's here to build or if they're just here to, you know, do whatever. So you guys need to definitely communicate that. So I was getting to about how things are being in a polygamous relationship and why some people, you know, if they're open to it, they should try it. Because it's just like having your best friend in the home all the time, literally. Because if they're staying with you, whether they're staying with you or not, they're there. And it's like you have that connection with your best friend. You always have somebody to talk to. You always have somebody to, you know, like confide in, help you around the house. You know, if you have a house, if you have a condo, it's ethical to be able to take care of your place and yourself, you know, and sometimes when you're working, you might not have the energy, but now you have an extra hand to help you. You guys don't have to work on the same shift, you know, you work one day and then she works another day, and, you know, you guys both have an off day together, you know, to spend some time. You get to spend time with your best friend and then your husband or your significant other. And, you know, everybody's taken care of. If you have children, there's no such thing as daycare. You don't have to worry about, you know, all the cons of having somebody else outside of your household taking care of your child. You know, you don't know what they're feeding them. You don't know what they're doing. They can get hurt easily. You know, there's so many factors into it. Now you have a woman there helping with your child, helping with your husband, helping with the house. You get more self-care time. Not a lot of women have that time to just like take their time out of the day and just self-love. You know, you need to take a nice salt bath and just unwind and write your reflections of the day. You know, barely anybody has time for that because when you get off of work, you're hitting the ground running. You got to cook dinner for everyone. You got to cook. You got to clean up after yourself. You got to clean up after your kids. You got to clean up. You know, you got to do all these things around the house. Then you got to tend to your husband. Otherwise, if you guys keep doing this back and forth, or I work all these long hours, you guys are fighting. You're not getting enough time to, you know, really care for your husband and like give them the time that they need, and vice versa. It's just a train wreck. That's what it is. And a lot of people, they think that they're doing something right when they're doing that. I see couples all the time. They work. You know, all hours of the night, all hours of the day. They barely get enough time to even look at the white of their eyes. And it doesn't make any sense. You guys overwork and then just for a 3-day vacation together, then you're back to work. That's not love. That's not living. If that man loves you, he'd take you guys off of your feet and you guys work until you don't have to work for anyone anymore. You guys will work for yourselves. That's why it's easier, it's leverage to build with another person, because two alone can only do so much footwork. If you look back in ancient African techniques, building pyramids, you've never seen a 2-point pyramid where just connected with like one pole, another pole, and then it connects. It will fall easy. But if you have 3 rods into the ground, that thing's going to be strong. The biggest hurricane, the biggest tornado, wave can hit it and it's still going to stay because that structure is solid. 3 or more, it's easier. And this is the whole concept of leverage. If your rent is $1,500 and you have 3 people in the household, only you have to pay $500. You get to work less and accomplish more. You guys can have the crappiest of jobs and still be making it together, because that's what you call group economics. And just like I said, I'm just talking about solely the polygamous relationship and why a lot of people do it to build wealth, because it's better that you have people who are in the inside helping you to build than the outside. Now, group economics as just a whole, that's a different story. So we can not talk about that right now, just relationship. If we can all learn to get along with each other, great. But it starts in the household. And especially with Black people, Black women especially, we're always fighting each other. We're always attacking each other. We need to learn how to get along with each other rather than, because there is a shortage of our men that nobody's really talking about. And nobody wants to be single. Not many people, I'll say, unless they went through some really traumatic experiences that made them to do that. But no, not many Black women want to be alone, and that's our problem. But if there's a shortage of men, what do you guys expect? One of you, maybe 2 of you, may be sharing a man whether you know it or not. So it's just better that we're all real with ourselves and we just learn to get along with each other. Because, if we want to survive as a people, something's got to give. So, I'm just saying this to say we need to learn how to get along with each other and start educating yourself more on the relationship rather than just knocking it off altogether. Whether you want to do it or not, at least educate yourself about it. So, peace, queens. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that helps.